This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, Tako, and this is episode 327. Fun fact, 327 is the number of career saves for Fernando Rodney. So there you go. Episode 327 will be pitting the Benchwarmer team of Josh and Dave against Benchwarmer Scott. And special guest for this episode, Trey Cleeter. Trey, welcome back. It's good to see you. Why don't you take a minute and reintroduce yourself?
I'm glad to be back. Trey Cleeter. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. A lot of my sports allegiances are in the Cincinnati area, such as the Reds, the Bengals, as well as, Pacers, being from Indianapolis. Glad to be back on, excited to team up with Scott again. Thanks for having me.
And it's great to have you back. And Scott, how are you? And what's your team name for this episode?
Yeah, I'm good to be here. Not much going on my end. Going to get right into the team name for me and Trey, because he mentioned Bengals fan, not going well. Reds fan, debatable. I don't think a lot of people expect them to make the playoffs, but it didn't end well. The Pacers made the finals, but didn't end well. The Guardians made the playoffs, but it didn't end well. So because of that, we're going with a name tonight that is my newest upcoming album title, but also kind of works for what we're talking about, and that's going to be Heartbreak in Ohio.
Yeah, that's got big singer-songwriter in his feelings vibes from Heartbreak in Ohio. Very nice. And Dave and Josh, how are the two of you, and what's your team name?
Oh, things are going all right. I had one of my crowns pop off today, so that was lovely. And
hot damn.
I got a nice gap between two of my molars, and this one it's popped off a few times, so it just might be time for there just to sew it up and just leave a gap, because it's kind of annoying. Nothing, no pain or anything. It just popped right off. So, yeah.
And Dave, how are your teeth?
I wish I could live the level of excitement that Josh had this weekend. We had a wild one over in our household we're expecting over here, except it's only, we're only about 5 months in. So that's the joy that we get to look forward to over the course of the next month, which I was saying to Josh when we were coming up with team names, Trey, if we had teamed up, you had let us know that you are also expecting, well, not you, but your family is. So all I could think of, it was contractual obligations for a team name, and that was really bothering me. But Josh really wanted to go with an old school wrestling team, and I thought of some fun ones that we could go. Men on a Mission initially came to mind. We initially locked up on Soul Patrol, the old Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas, but I think we are missing the big one, and that came to me last minute. I think with Josh and I teaming up, especially for the first time, going as the Body Donnas just feels right. Legendary Chris Candido in there, Skip and Zip. Good times. So yeah, we're the Body Donnas.
Beautiful. We've got Heartbreak in Ohio against the Body Donnas. We need some rules now, so let's kick it over to Benchwarmer Emeritus Dan for those rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
And our first quarter for this episode will be pre- and post-game.
Pre- and post-game. For this quarter, there will be 4 before and after style questions. For example, if I said, what all-time leader in receptions for the Indianapolis Colts was a Notre Dame safety drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, the answer would be Marvin Harrison Smith. Each question is worth 25 points.
question number 1 in pre and post game. He's the longest tenured manager in Major League Baseball in his current job since 2015, with 2 Manager of the Year awards and a World Series appearance to his resume. And he was the first running back taken in the 2025 NFL Draft.
I will go ahead and check in.
All right, Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in. The Body Donnas, talk it out.
Well, that was fast. So the longest ones, I believe it's either like Dave Roberts or Kevin Cash, which based off of the tenure, the rest of the clue in that first part, Josh, that with the World Series appearance to his resume, that leads me to believe that it's Kevin Cash.
Okay, and he was the first running back taken in the 2025 NFL Draft. Wasn't that? Was that Ashton Genty?
Oh, okay, then that works. So Kevin Cashton Genty.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate that. All right, yeah, let's lock it in. I'm sorry, check it in.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what you got?
First thing I sent to Scott was Ashton Genty because, we worked back to front over on this team. And then he sent in the chat, is Kevin Cash still managing? I said, yes, he is. So then we came up with Kevin Cashton Genty.
Both teams getting points. It is Kevin Cashton Genty. Kevin Cash had his first year in 2015. Dave Roberts started a year later in 2016.
I knew it was close.
Off to a nice start. Question 2 in pre and post game. He's the offensive coordinator of the LA Chargers, having previously served in the same position in Baltimore, Buffalo, and San Francisco. And we must acknowledge this wrestler, whose 735-day run as WWE champion ended at WrestleMania 40 with a loss to Cody Rhodes.
We're checked in.
Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in. Body Donnas, talk it out.
This is Roman Reigns on the last part.
Right. So is it Greg Norman?
Greg Roman.
Greg Roman, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Greg Roman,
yeah.
not Greg Norman.
Norman Reigns, acknowledge me.
That's got to be who it is, right? It's got to be Greg Roman with Roman Reigns. All right. Go ahead, check that in.
Okay. We're going to check in, baby.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what'd you have?
Yeah, we quickly had the same answer. Greg Roman Reigns.
Not Norman?
Not Norman.
Neither team getting points is Greg Norman Reigns. No, I'm just kidding. Both teams are getting points. It is indeed Greg Roman Reigns.
That is the best name for the top dog in wrestling.
Is a dude named Norman? All right, let's keep it moving to question 3 in pre and post game. First round drafted wide receiver and rapper who probably isn't selling out any shows in Kansas City anytime soon. And 3-time NBA champ who was recently passed by Bojan Bogdanovic as the all-time leading scorer among Croatian-born players.
Ooh.
We're going to go ahead and check in.
Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in. The Body Donnas, it's yours once again.
What you got there, Josh? Anything to work with? Because
would it be Tony Kukoc for the second?
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
Because he got passed and he won 3 championships with the Bulls.
Yeah, I definitely thought, I was like, Tony Kukoc is still playing?
What is that receiver for?
Oh, is this Kadarius Tony Kukoc?
That's got to be what it is.
He raps?
Well, I mean,
like loosely is what you're saying.
I mean, but doesn't that have to be what I mean, it just feels right for Tony Kukoc as the second half, and Kadarius Toney is with the Chiefs, right?
Well, I mean, he's with the Chiefs, and then he's released by the Chiefs, and then he's back with the Chiefs, and then he's released. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know what? I feel like that's better than anything I was going to be able to come up with. So let's check it in.
Right.
Kadarius Tony Kukoc.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what'd you have?
First off, Kadarius Toney, I know this comes up a lot on the podcast, is maybe one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life with no eyebrows. But again, we worked back to front on this one again. Scott sent to me second half is Tony Kukoc, and then the Kansas City not selling shows in Kansas City kind of gave it away for me, because if he were on my team, I would want him cut every time he was on the field. So we also checked in with Kadarius Tony Kukoc as well.
Both teams getting points. This is Kadarius Tony Kukoc. Yeah, Kadarius Tony raps under the name Young Joka. And after last season, he actually announced he was retiring to be a full-time rapper.
Oh.
And then walked that back. But he did get a little bit of publicity for his rap career because he said he was quitting football to rap full-time.
So did he not quit, or did he quit?
He's still not playing. I mean, he's still not playing football.
Okay.
So by default, he is now a full-time
If
rapper.
we have a halftime round that's dedicated to Kadarius Tony songs, I swear to God.
Don't spoil it. Okay. Last question before we get to the Kadarius Tony halftime. Last question in the first quarter, pre and post game. Second leading scorer among NBA players born and raised in Italy, and current number 2 ranked golfer who has won 15 LPGA Tour events, including 2 majors, and is by far the most successful American women's golfer of the last 10 years.
We are going to check in.
Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in. So the Body Donnas, once again, it's yours to talk out.
Okay, well, think of some Italian basketball players. I think that's probably going to be our best bet initially. Because we got like Marco Bellinelli.
Is Nelly Corda the golfer? And she is a golfer. Is she possibly the most successful American woman golfer in the last 10 years?
The fact that you were able to give a name off of that, I'm going to say yes.
Well, you said Bellinelli, and I know there's a Nelly Corda. So whether those are the right 2 names, that's a different question.
Because you have like, Andrea Bargnani, Paolo Banchero is also, Gallinari is also there, but that doesn't work quite as well as Nelly Cordova
Nelly Corda.
Corda. Sorry, Nelly Cordova is definitely another wide receiver rapper name. Cooper Kupp's rapper name is Nelly Cordova. That works out.
All right, so we're gonna go with Marco Bellinelli Corda.
Yes.
All right, check that in.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what you got?
Actually, the first name I came up with was Nelly Corda as the LPGA number 2, because I'm a golf fan as well, and she is definitely one of the best Americans we've seen in a very long time. And then Scott said, nope, I got it, and he sent over Marco Bellinelli, so we will also check in with Marco Bellinelli Corda.
Both teams are getting points. It is Marco Bellinelli Corda. Only Danilo Gallinari has more points than Bellinelli among Italians. Also, Reggie Jackson was born in Italy, but not raised in Italy. I think he's a military brat. So Bellinelli second among those born and raised. And Nelly Corda's father, Peter, was a successful tennis player who won the 1998 Australian Open, among other events.
Her brother plays tennis too, correct?
Yes, her brother Sebastian, I think is his name, also plays. All right. Well, after the first quarter, we got 2 perfect scores. It's 100 to 100.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
That brings us to the second quarter, which will be the missing link.
The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
All right. Question number 1. in the missing link. She's a sports journalist, most well known for her work as a football sideline reporter for Fox. She was a part of the crew with Pat Summerall and John Madden starting in 1995 and remained with Fox's #1 broadcast team until 2014. In December 2025, she will become the second Black woman after Robin Roberts inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Yeah, let's check it in.
Okay, we'll check in.
Okay, the Body Donnas have checked in. That means for the first time this episode, Heartbreak in Ohio gets to talk it out.
All right, I think we're kind of closing in on an answer. You threw out Lisa Salters. I threw out Pam Oliver. I think it's got to be one of those two. I can't really think of anyone else.
Yeah, and every time I hear, hey, let's throw down Elisa on the sidelines, that's the first thing that pops into my head.
Yeah, I feel like I hear Madden saying that, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah.
She was on that crew. Pam or Lisa? Wow, if the answer isn't one of those two. I mean, those are both auntie names, right? So either way, it's going to be an auntie for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dave.
You know what's wrong is when you said, "Oh, Pam or Lisa," all I could think about is like, man, that's just like like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air character.
Yeah, I was thinking Martin.
We're just not sure which one.
I was thinking it was like 1/4 of Mambo number 5.
Oh, well, we could have thrown out a lot of names, and it's also
Where's
1/4
Rita at though? That's
Yeah.
the real question.
I also think it's 1/4 of Petey Pablo's Freek-a-Leek too, which is just raunchy Mambo number 5.
There's our episode title, 1/4 of Petey Pablo's Freak-a-Leek.
Trey, I think I feel better about Lisa Salters. I don't know the parameters of the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't know if you have to be inactive or however that works, but I can't really take that into consideration. But I think I like Lisa Salters better. I think she's a bigger name.
Yeah, if that's what you like, let's go ahead and check that one in then.
All right, checking in Lisa Salters.
Okay, and the Body Donnas, what did you check in with?
I'm not sure I would agree with she's a bigger name because
okay.
To me, Pam Oliver is a much bigger name, and that was the name we came up with. And Lisa Salters, unfortunately, didn't even cross our mind. So we checked in with Pam Oliver.
One team is getting points, and it's the team that picked the analyst that works for Fox and not the one that works for ABC and ESPN. Correct answer is Pam Oliver. Lisa Salters is an ABC employee, has been so since 2000. All right. So, themed link answers so far. Pam Oliver. Question number 2 in the missing link. This professional football franchise has won 18 league championships, and their single-season leader in passing yards is Doug Flutie.
All right, we'll go ahead and check in.
All right. Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in, so the Body Donnas talk it out.
So, Josh, we're feeling pretty good on a Canadian Football League.
Yeah, because he played in the
right?
CFL, and to have 18 for a franchise to have 18 league championships, it's not going to be any of the other short run like the USFL or anything like that.
Well, I mean, with 18, the team that I know that won a lot of Grey Cups is the Argonauts.
And he did play for the Argonauts for at least a season or two.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of running roughshod.
It has to be that number of them. It just has to be them, I think.
Well, I don't know. I know the Stampeders have a decent amount, but
I don't think they have that many. I really don't think they have 18. I would lean the Toronto Argonauts.
All right, let's check in with the Toronto Argonauts.
All right. And Heartbreak in Ohio, what'd you have?
Their conversation was way more in depth than ours. First team we thought of was the Argonauts because that was the only team that we could think of. And Scott said that he knows that they're probably one of the most successful teams in the CFL, so we also checked in with the Argonauts.
Well, both teams are getting their points. It is the Toronto Argonauts. Doug Flutie set that single season passing yards mark in 1996 by throwing for 5,720 yards in a season. Very nicely done. So, the themed link answers so far: Pam Oliver, and the Toronto Argonauts.
That is a great band name if I've ever heard it right there. I'm just saying, wow.
That's a ska band for sure.
Ooh, I was thinking like 80s glam band initially, like Scoundrel.
It's a ska band that does covers of 80s glam band songs.
In ska fashion.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, on to question 3 in the missing link. This team is the only NFL team to play home games at both Wrigley Field and Comiskey Park, in addition to exactly 4 home games at Soldier Field.
You want to go with that?
Yeah, let's check it in.
Okay.
All right, the Body Donnas have checked in, so Heartbreak in Ohio, talk it out.
Oh,
We don't have much to say.
no. Sitting here thinking about geographical teams. My first thought was maybe the Lions, because I don't think Green Bay, who would be one of the closest in that area, would be without a stadium for whatever reason.
Yeah. So exactly 4 games at Soldier Field. I wonder if that means it was an 8-game season, which would have been like way back in the day.
Yes.
And also, right? I mean, Comiskey Park, I mean, it was around. It hasn't, I don't think this isn't a modern thing because Comiskey, I mean, they've been at US Cellular Field for decades now.
Correct.
So.
And
Circles
play
back.
what? How many games in Soldier Field as well?
Right. The
4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does that mean it's an 8-game season, which means it's really early, probably before the merger.
Probably. Well,
So he did say NFL.
true. So you're gonna look at it.
I mean, it could be before the merger and a team that's just still around. So it could be like we're thinking the Lions, who, for whatever reason played there, or the Browns. Or is this like, again, is it the Packers? I'm pretty sure the Packers, there was a Chicago Packers at some point before they went to Green Bay.
And if that's the case, that would make a ton of sense. But
Right.
and Wrigley's been around forever, right? Soldier Field's been around forever, so
Yeah. They also could have shared Soldier Field, which is why it's only 4 home games. Like it could have been like a MetLife type thing.
yeah, I think you're talking me into this more and more now that you're explaining it.
I could be explaining something that sounds really cool and feasible, and it's so just not true.
Hey, you
But-
could talk me into it though. That's fine. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't think we really know. Why don't we just check in with Packers
Yeah.
and hope that that's it? We're gonna check in with Packers.
Okay, and the Body Donnas, what'd you have?
I think you were right on that track there, Trey and Scott. But you had to go kind of even further back, because Josh and I were thinking on that too, especially with the phrasing on that last part of the exactly 4 games. And before really the Bears even had any sort of established footing, you did have the Chicago Cardinals there. So that's what we checked in with, were the Cardinals.
One team is getting points. Yes, before they were in Phoenix or in St. Louis, they were the Chicago Cardinals. They played in Comiskey Park in the 20s, played in Wrigley Field in the 30s, went back to Comiskey in the 40s and 50s, and then spent their last season before their move to St. Louis with 4 games in Soldier Field and, strangely, 2 games at Metropolitan Stadium outside Minneapolis. I don't know why. But they did play 2 games at what is now the Mall of America.
Yeah.
So,
all right. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was news to me as well.
Huh.
Okay, so the theme blank answers so far: Pam Oliver, the Toronto Argonauts, and the Chicago Cardinals. Question number 4, and Dave, I promise you, this question was in the game the entire time.
Oh,
Along with partner Tony Atlas as one half of the Soul Patrol, He won the WWF Tag Team titles in 1983, becoming the first black champions in the promotion's history. His granddaughter is an active WWE performer. He's a member of the Anawa'i wrestling family by marriage. It doesn't matter who his son is.
Should we 3, 2, 1 this then?
Yeah,
at this
we
point?
should.
Okay.
We're both going to check in.
All right, we're 3, 2, 1ing it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson.
Both teams are getting their points. This is absolutely Rocky Johnson.
Wow.
And as soon as you sent over the initial team name of Soul Patrol, I was like, oh my God, I can't
That's
believe
amazing.
it.
Oh my word!
Yeah. That makes sense why you didn't say anything. And then when I changed it to Body Donis, you're like, nice.
I was like, thank goodness. All right. So the theme link answers.
Oh my word!
Pam Oliver, the Toronto Argonauts, the Chicago Cardinals, and Rocky Johnson. I'm going to give a little bit of time for teams to submit a guess to the theme. All right. I'm going to need some guesses here. Otherwise, we're moving to the last question.
I
think we just gotta wait, dude.
Yeah. Josh, I ain't got anything on this.
Yeah, I no matter what I'm looking at, whatever combinations I'm trying to
One of
look
it
through,
doesn't make sense.
none of it.
Yeah.
Like I can't put any two of these together
Oh, I
to give me
have
anything.
I have the loosest connection for 3 of them that anyone's ever had, but that doesn't help because there's 4 answers.
All right. Are we gonna move to the last question
I
here?
think we are. Yeah.
All right. On to question 5 in the missing link. And I will need both of the following movie characters. First, the baseball player turned small town doctor, portrayed by both Burt Lancaster and Frank Whaley in Field of Dreams. Second, the veteran catcher and mentor to Nuke LaLoosh, played by Kevin Costner in Bull Durham. And both answers fit the theme.
Oh, duh. Yeah, that's it. We'll check in.
The Body Donnas have checked in, so Heartbreak in Ohio, it's yours to talk out.
Not much to talk out here. We got Crash Davis very quickly. And then Dr. Insert name here.
Yeah, it's been probably close to 30 years since I've watched Field of Dreams, so I'm not going to recall that. Josh will like this, but I don't get the hype of Field of Dreams at all. Like it's very boring.
You're right.
Very boring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about watching a movie, waiting to hear one quote, and then you hear the quote, and you're like, "That's it." I watched this whole boring movie for this quote, and then the rest of the movie after the quote also sucks. So I'm not gonna know that guy's name.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I mean, I don't even know to really help us with the theme either. I mean, I think
No.
what you said is possible.
I mean, Crash Bandicoot as part of the theme. I don't see how that fits with Pam Oliver, though. Or
Maybe
the Toronto Argonauts. No idea on the answer.
Yeah.
No idea on the theme. Who's punting for the Bengals right now?
Ryan Rico.
Okay, Kevin Huber's not there anymore.
No, he's long gone. 4 years.
I figured. Let's. You want to just Kevin Huber this thing?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right, we're gonna punt this one away. We are Alicia Silverstone right now. We're clueless on this.
All right. Heartbreak in Ohio playing the field position game. The Body Donnas, what'd you check in with?
We're still on the question for question 5, right?
We
That's
are
where
still
we're-
on the question for question 5.
All right. Well, we're pretty sure that the first character is Dr. Moonlight Graham, and the catcher was Crash Davis. So we're checking in those 2 answers.
And one team is getting points. It is Archibald Moonlight Graham and Crash Davis. So our themed link answers: Pam Oliver, Toronto Argonauts, Chicago Cardinals, Rocky Johnson, Moonlight Graham, Crash Davis. One team has checked in and submitted a correct theme. So, Heartbreak in Ohio, you have just a little bit of time to try and suss out a theme with all 6 of those answers.
I think I got it now.
All right.
With Moonlight. Moonlight helped me. I think these are Best Picture Oscar winners, right?
Ah, okay.
Moonlight, Crash, Chicago,
Yeah.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it need to get more specific than that? I'm not sure. But I think we can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
All right. Taco, we're going to check in our theme of Best Picture winners.
And both teams got the theme. These are Best Picture Oscar winners. Oliver won in 1969. It was the most recent G-rated film to win Best Picture. Argo won in 2013. Chicago in 2003. Rocky in 1977. Moonlight in 2017. And Crash, controversially, in 2005. Very nicely done. We got there in the end. After the second quarter, we have the following scores. The Body Donnas have taken a little bit of a lead with 250. Heartbreak in Ohio, still within striking distance at 190. And that will bring us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
What is it, Young Joker?
Young Joker.
List of Young Joker songs by overall sales. It's going to be like a 3x5.
We're gonna name. We're gonna
Or
name.
5x3. Sorry.
This is gonna be odd one out. 5 of these are gonna be Young Joker songs. The 6th one is gonna be off of Dan Lundberg's mixtape.
Yes.
What are his tracks? 434, Drop the Ball, Fumble, Bust.
All right. What this halftime is actually going to be, because we just talked about Best Picture Oscar winners, we're going to stay in the film realm. And these are going to be Oscar-nominated sports movies explained badly. I'm going to give you a bad explanation of an Oscar-nominated sports movie. You tell me the movie. That's simple. Here we go. Question number 1 of halftime. Man writes emotional essay, gets fired, starts a sad business, yells a lot, falls in love, learns feelings are hard.
This is just my childhood there, Matt. But I think that's got to be it. So let's check in.
Sounds good.
The Body Donnas have checked in. Heartbreak in Ohio. Talk it out.
I can't figure out this movie.
Yeah, I can't either.
Emotional essay gets fired. What's a sad business?
Yeah, I don't. Is that a business for sad people or is it a terrible business venture?
Is it like a like cremation business? That would be sad.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, that would be sad. He runs like a funeral home. The only thing I was sticking on is yells a lot.
Yeah.
So like my top 5 or maybe my Mount Rushmore of yelling actors, right? Al Pacino's on there, Samuel L. Jackson, Jack Nicholson's probably on there. So like who's gonna play someone that yells a lot? Right.
Yeah.
And then try to put that into a sports movie. None of those really fit.
No. Well, I mean, Al Pacino wasn't Any Given Sunday, but
I don't remember any. I don't remember like an essay in there.
I don't either.
I don't think half the people in that movie could read and write, so I don't know how they would.
No, I don't think so.
In real life or in the movie?
I'm going to leave that up to interpretation. Yes.
Good.
All right. So sports movies. I don't want to name some because we have 2 more questions in this round, but I'm trying to think of sports movies that were like revered enough to get nominated.
Yeah, and I'm looking. It's got to be it's a romance movie because they fall in love, right? So that's got to be a part of it as well.
Sure. Yeah, again, I don't really want to name one because it could come up later, and I don't want to Soul Patrol anything. for later in this round. So, yeah, I've no yells a lot. Is there what's the Bobby Knight story?
Yeah. Is it night? I don't know.
Yeah, the White Knight, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Crimson,
the Dark Knight.
the Crimson Knight.
Ooh, the Crimson Knight about Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson as Bobby Knight in the Crimson Knight. Check it in.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd watch that for sure. The Body Donnas, what'd you check in with?
Yeah, so I think when you're saying that he writes an emotional essay, he's talking about a mission statement, and that sad business is because it's only one client at his business, which would be Rod Tidwell. I think this is Jerry Maguire.
One team is getting points. It is Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire was nominated for 5 Academy Awards in 1997, and Cuba Gooding Jr. won Best Supporting Actor. All right, on to question 2 of halftime. Oscar-nominated sports movies explained badly. Grumpy man reluctantly trains determined woman to punch people. Things go great until they don't.
We could check in.
Yeah, it's got to be that, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
The Body Donnas have checked in. Heartbreak in Ohio. Talk it out.
There's not much to talk out. We got it right away. We're getting ready to check in as soon before they did, and they beat us to the punch. You like that?
Very good.
Grumpy old man be Mr. Clint Eastwood in $1 Million Baby.
And Body Donnas, what'd you check in with?
Yeah, between Clay and myself, we're about to have one of these, and that is $1 Million Baby.
Both teams are getting points. This is $1 Million Baby. Won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress for Hilary Swank, and Best Supporting Actor for Morgan Freeman. So
Not even the best sports movie that has $1 million in the title. So
that's a bold statement, but I'm not going to argue with you.
Things go great until they don't.
Yeah. All right. Final question of halftime. Oscar-nominated sports movies explained badly. Man uses math to win games with people no one else wants. Everyone thinks he's wrong until he's accidentally kind of a genius.
Right?
Yep.
We'll check in.
All right. The Body Donnas have checked in. Heartbreak in Ohio. Talk it out.
I thought we were at some point maybe getting the blind side in here, but I think this has to be Moneyball.
Absolutely.
Which makes sense. So we're gonna check in with Moneyball.
And the Body Donnas, what you got?
Hey, let's not forget that they had the AL MVP and the AL Cy Young winner on their team that season, but we're not going to have them in the movie at all because that doesn't help make a good movie about also-rans helping you win. Oh, and I think there were also 2 other all-star starters on that team as well, but we don't want to. We're going to talk about who did Chris Pratt play? Yeah, Scott Hatterberg, because that was the key to the whole season. Was him. Yeah.
Still a better movie than The Blind Side. So you know what?
They're both trash, and we can just move on from there. And it's Moneyball.
Both teams are getting points. Never let facts get in the way of a good story. That's the Aaron Sorkin way. This is Moneyball. Was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
That also could have been said about The Blind Side as well.
Well,
don't let facts get in the way.
Yeah. Don't let parenting get in the way of a good story.
That's what they say about the Crimson Knight too. It was very inaccurate, that Bobby Knight vehicle.
I've always said that Jack Nicholson, his portrayal was just too over the top for an understated man like Bob.
He only threw 1 chair in that movie.
That's right. It's ridiculous. Anyway, after halftime, we have the following scores. The Body Donnas have the lead with 325, and Heartbreak in Ohio trails with 240. That brings us to the third quarter, but things could get interesting here because third quarter is Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 7 items. The team that is trailing coming into the quarter will choose the first list and attempt to identify the items on this list one at a time. If the team has an incorrect guess, the other team can attempt to finish that list out. The team leading at the beginning of the quarter will select the second list, and whichever team is trailing after the first two lists will get the third list. Each item is worth 10 points.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, you will get the first crack at the following three lists. We have the last 7 NFL quarterbacks to reach 50,000 career passing yards, the last 7 MLB hitters to reach 3,000 career hits, and the last 7 NBA players to reach 25,000 career points.
These are good categories, but they're scary.
They are scary.
It's not called Easy 7, it's called Lucky 7.
I feel like that's fair. This is probably the easiest one, I think.
Probably. That's what I was thinking.
This doesn't really happen anymore, so that's gonna go back kind of far, I think.
Yeah, that's the one that scared me the most, was that one.
Yeah, I think that the one where we could potentially get the most is probably there, I think.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Yeah, so Taco, we will check in our first list. We're going to do the last 7 NFL quarterbacks to reach 50,000 career passing yards.
All right. Heartbreak in Ohio is taking the last 7 quarterbacks to reach 50,000 career passing yards. So come up with your lists and roll them out one by one when you're ready. All right. It's just about time.
And I think it's probably
Probably.
You want to
I think so.
go those 7?
Yeah.
All right, Taco, we are checked in.
All right. Heartbreak in Ohio checking in with their attempt at the last 7 passers to go over 50,000 career yards in the NFL. Why don't you give them to me one by one?
Whew, this was rough. There's a lot more names than we anticipated, and I don't feel great about it. But we're gonna start off our list with Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is the most recent, passing 50K in 2022.
Okay, we're gonna go with Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, the third most recent, doing it in 2018.
Okay, we're gonna go Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers, fourth on the list, doing it in week 16 of 2017.
Okay, Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger, fifth on the list, doing it in week 12 of 2017.
We're gonna go Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, second on the list, passing 50K in 2020.
2020. How many do we have left?
You have 2 to go.
He said, okay. When did Big Ben do it? Can you give us that?
I said week 12 of 2017.
2017. Okay, so we're gonna go with Eli Manning.
Eli Manning is sixth on the list, passing 50K in week 8 of 2017.
And we're gonna go with Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is 8th on the lists in 2013.
Ooh.
So, Body Donnas, there is one name out there for the steal.
Can you read that list one more time?
Yeah, the list is Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, and not Drew Brees.
You think it'd be Brady?
Ooh. I mean, it's got to be then, right?
Because they were both in the league around, the very early 2000s. And all the other ones that they listed were other ones that I had, like Peyton Manning, I think would have gotten there before Brady did. Because he had at least 2 seasons.
Absolutely.
And he was putting up huge yards all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a throw first offense at that point.
So I would think it's got to be Brady if it wasn't Breeze.
Yeah, that feels right.
All right, should we check that in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is 7th on the list, passing 50K in 2014. So that's 60 points to Heartbreak in Ohio, 10 to the Body Donnas. The other 50,000-yard passers, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, John Elway, and Dan Marino was the first to do it. The active quarterbacks that are close to the 50K mark, Russell Wilson, Joe Flacco, and Kirk Cousins are all over 40,000 yards.
Yeah, we were thinking about Russ. No, we had to be pretty close.
He's at 46,921 currently.
He's not getting there this year unless there's an injury.
If he gets traded to the Raiders, he might.
Yeah, he might. Okay, so that was 60 for Heartbreak in Ohio, 10 for the Body Donnas. Body Donnas, you may have either the last 7 MLB hitters to reach 3,000 career hits or the last 7 NBA players to reach 25,000 career points.
Well, Josh, it's all I know you said to pick, but that's the one that I sent you all 7 for.
Yeah.
I feel very confident on.
Also, the question, if you want to, okay. I mean, we can go that route. That's cool.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that's something that they grab easily?
I don't know. I think Scott's gonna know a bunch of the NBA ones. He'll probably know a pretty good amount of the MLB ones. Trey hasn't been on enough for me to really have a good handle on where his strengths would lie on these. I mean, these are all like big names, right? Because these are people hitting pretty prestigious milestones. It's just trying to decipher those where they fit most recently.
All right, let's go baseball.
All right. Body Donna is taking the last 7 MLB hitters to reach 3,000 career hits. Check it in whenever you're ready.
You go and you can run this bad boy if you think you got the run on it. So,
all right, let's go.
All right, Body Donna's checking in. Give me some MLB hitters one at a time.
Yeah, first we're gonna go with Miguel Cabrera. I think he did in 2022.
That is correct. Miguel Cabrera, first on the list, April 23rd, 2022.
Then next up, it would be Albert Pujols in 2018.
It would be Albert Pujols in 2018 on May 4th, to be specific.
All right. Then it would be Beltre, I believe the year before.
Adrian Beltre, July 30th, 2017.
And the year before that, I believe, was Ichiro.
It was Ichiro, August 7th, 2016.
Great. And the year before that would have been A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez, June 19th, 2015.
And the years before that, I believe that the one before that, though, is going to be in 2011, which would have been Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter, 6th on the list, July 9th, 2011.
And the last one is going to be in 2007, and that is going to be Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio is 7th on the list, June 28th, 2007.
Oh, yeah.
What a savant.
That was wild. The last 5 before that were Rafi Palmeiro.
In 2005. Yep.
Sure, I don't have it up, but fine. Go.
Ricky
Cook.
Henderson is before that.
Yep, in 2001.
Cal Ripken Jr. is before that one.
In 2000.
Then you're going to have Wade Boggs in 99.
Yep.
And Tony Gwynn also in 99.
Tony Gwynn also in 99. Tony Gwynn had his 3,000 hit the day before Wade Boggs had his 3,000 hit.
Oh, God.
Which is fun.
Just like
that almost happened on the same day.
And then you got Paul Molitor before that, Eddie Murray before that,
Yep.
Dave Winfield before that, George
my
Brett
God.
before that,
Yes.
Yount is before that.
Yeah. That was in order for sure.
Wow.
And then you have to go back to 1985 with Rod Carew would be next on the list.
Holy crap.
I can't give bonus points, but I can be impressed and a little turned on by that performance.
It's baseball, man. I love baseball, and that's the thing. Like you figure that out. You remember that. I mean, going even before that, you got Yastrzemski, and then I think it's Lou Brock, and then Pete Rose. All right, I'll just sit down.
All right. Well, that was 70 impressive points for the Body Donnas. My own personal connection to the 3,000 hit club is I happened to be in New York right around when A-Rod was close to 3,000 hits. He got hit number 2,999 when I was at Yankee Stadium. He got one more at bat, and the Marlins just drilled him in the back and refused to let him get a chance to hit his 3,000th. It was hilarious. I loved it more than actually seeing A-Rod's 3,000th hit. It was very petty, and I enjoyed it immensely. All right, so that means Heartbreak in Ohio, the last 7 NBA players to reach 25,000 career points, is yours first. So take some time to think about it and then check in when you're ready.
So many different names that can be thrown in there.
Yep.
hard. There's just so much scoring now. All right, I'll let you make the call on those other guys.
Oh, pressure.
Yeah.
If you're good, I think
Yep.
it's the best we're going to get. All right, we'll go ahead and check in.
All right, Heartbreaking Ohio checking in with their shot at the last 7 NBA players to pass 25,000 career points. Give them to me one by one.
We'll go ahead and start with LeBron James.
LeBron James is 8th.
I knew
We
that.
thought-
Passing the
knew
25,000 point mark back in 2015.
Oofda.
That means those guys are definitely on there, Trey.
Yep.
Honestly, Josh sent the exact same thing, and I was like, I know he got that scoring mark in like 2015, 2016. That had to be a red herring. Gosh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. guys.
LeBron's all the way up at 42,000 points
Yeah.
at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Ugh.
Body Donnas, the list is wide open for you.
Well, do we feel confident that the other 5 that I had listed that are current players, that they should all fit?
Yeah, I like your 5, and I really do feel good about my last 2.
All right. Well, let me rattle off
Go
mine,
ahead.
and you can. We're going to start with DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan is correct. Most recent player to pass 25K, doing it March 25th, 2025.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is second, March 8th, 2025.
James Harden.
James Harden is fourth, December 14th, 2023.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is third, February 2nd, 2024.
Durant.
Kevin Durant is fifth, March 6th, 2022. Those were the top 5.
He had thrown out LeBron as well for that 6, but like we said,
I was thinking of
knew
the
this a
current
while.
players that I knew were in that, and like I wasn't really giving thought to the fact that he would have hit it far enough back. But yeah,
I think one of those other names that we kind of talked about was Melo.
yeah, he probably have to be the next one.
Yeah,
Because didn't he play till about 22-ish?
played for a while.
I don't know how far above 25 he was. I don't think he was super far over, but maybe I'm wrong.
Are we officially checking in Carmelo Anthony?
Yes.
He is 7th on the list,
7.
January 27th, 2018.
2018. Okay.
That feels better too than when you play for 100 years. You better hit 25,000, and I think Vince Carter is up there.
Yeah, I like him.
I thought you meant Udonis Haslem.
Did he have 25,000 rebounds? Maybe. But,
I don't know if he had 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna check in with Vince Carter as that last one.
I agree.
Vince Carter is 6th on the list, passing 25K, November 21st, 2018. So that is 70 points for the Body Donnas. Before LeBron, you had Tim Duncan and Paul Pierce in 2014, Dirk and Kevin Garnett in 2013, and Kobe in 2010. Those were the next most recent. Well, after the third quarter, we have the following scores. The Body Donnas at 475, Heartbreaking Ohio with 300. And it is now time for the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
And for this fourth quarter, we're going to do a young and old edition. 2 questions about young players and 2 questions about old players. Your categories are young in the MLB, young in the NHL, old in the WNBA, and old in the NFL. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Benchwarmers TP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. You If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1. Young in the MLB. 2 players have homered in the MLB playoffs as teenagers. One player first did it in Game 7 of the 1996 NLCS. The other did it in Game 5 of the 2012 NLDS against the Cardinals. Name both.
All right, we're going to check in.
The Body Donnas have checked in, so Heartbreak in Ohio, talk it out.
So 2012 NLDS. So the NLCS is Cardinals Giants, right?
Yes. The reason why I put the Phillies in there is I was around the time they were on their run, right?
They were just coming off it's kind of the end of the run. Back-to-back World Series in 8, 9. They were starting to get old. So I guess that would mean, that would open the door for a teenager to get some playing time because like Utley, Rollins, those guys were past their prime
Yes.
and would end up on the Dodgers soon. I just don't know.
I can't think of anybody on the Mets, and I don't remember the Mets being there then.
The Phillies won the East.
Unless it was the Braves.
In 2012, were the Braves good? Jason Hayward?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's too late for him.
I
think.
I don't think it is. Because he's currently still playing. So he was playing.
Yeah.
Got DFA'd by the Padres. So that's a 13-year career.
Yeah, I feel like he was like a top prospect in like 08, 09 though. I don't know that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think he was up before then. It would be interesting because I do think the first half is Andrew Jones in 96. So if it was 2 Braves outfielders, that would be cool. Or just 2 Braves players in general.
When did Freddie Freeman come up?
Not as a teenager. He was in the prospect pool for a little bit. I don't know who this is. Without having a team lockdown, could be a Brave, could be a Philly, could be a Met.
Well, the team would be the giveaway.
Be like a Red, right? They could have been the wild card team.
Yeah, but
it's hard to.
We don't have teenagers come up ever, and we don't sign them when they're teenagers like everybody else does. So.
Fair enough. So yeah, I don't even have a good guess. We can guess Jason Hayward just for the symmetry of Braves outfielders. I don't think it's right.
That's the best thing I can come up with because I know he did come up as a teenager, but it might be a little too late.
Yeah. All right. Or is it 2012 Phillies? Was that Dom Brown? Was he a teenager on that team?
Might have been.
Remember when he went off?
Yes,
he had like a crazy. I don't know if he was a teenager though, but he was a Phillies outfielder who had that stretch.
And I feel like it'd be the Phillies.
All right, let's do that then. All right, Tako will check in with 100 points with Andrew Jones and Dominic Brown.
And Body Donnas, what'd you check in with?
Yeah, we agree with. I don't know. Doesn't he pronounce it Andrew Jones?
Andrew,
or whatever?
sorry.
Andrew.
Yes,
Andrew Jones. We agree with that.
I'm not French, so I don't say it like that.
Dave was pretty quick with our other answer, and I think he's right because it makes sense that he was still a teenager. And you guys didn't even talk about the Nationals in 2012.
We had Bryce Harper in our chat, but didn't think they were good enough to make the play.
But so we have.
They were
Bryce
good
Harper.
early on.
Yeah, we have Bryce.
They were
Harper.
good early on.
They made the playoffs. They didn't win anything really, but they kept making the playoffs. So
no, but they had like Zimmerman and LaRoche and even like Mitch Morse on that team. Was actually playing pretty decently.
So we checked in with Harper and Jones for 100.
One team is getting their points. Correct answer is Andrew Jones, and 4 days before his 20th birthday, Bryce Harper. Nicely done, Body Donnas. On to question 2, Young in the category of NHL. 18-year-old Connor Bedard won the Calder Trophy, NHL's Rookie of the Year, in 2023-24. Prior to Bedard, who were the last 2 18-year-olds to win the Calder Trophy? One player won the award in 2013-14, and he led the NHL in assists in 2024-25. The other is a Hockey Hall of Famer who won the Calder and the Vezina in 1983-84, won 2 Stanley Cups in the 90s with the Penguins, and is the all-time leader in career points by a goaltender, racking up 48 assists in his 19-year career.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check in.
Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in. Body Donna's talk it out.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, when I think of some of these lists of accomplishments between the two, the first one that jumps to mind is Nathan McKinnon.
Okay.
In terms of something else, for the other one,
I think we're talking. He won with the Penguins in the 90s. They won in 91 and 92, I do believe. One was against the North Stars, I'm pretty sure, which sucks, but I think the goalie is Tom Barrasso. He was the goaltender for the early 90s Penguins that won.
yeah. I mean, I'll trust you with that. I don't have much else to go on with the early stuff.
I don't know about him winning the Calder necessarily, but early 90s Penguins, that's, and once again, with the North Stars being one of the teams that they beat, that's the name that comes to mind for me. So unless you have anything else of goalie wise that would have been, if you think you can counter what I had,
No.
I'm fine with, you had what did you say, McKinnon for?
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon, I think feels like a good name in terms of just like overall star power.
Yeah. I mean, the time frame seems right for him, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'll like I said, I'll trust you. My hockey knowledge kind of starts around 2010 with the Blackhawks. And then after that, or before that, I should say, it's non-existent.
I definitely have some knowledge from the early 90s, and then I have a big blank spot until the Wild came in 2000, so after the North Stars left. But, this one, obviously, I had a more close connection to, considering the Stars lost in the Stanley Cup. So I'm almost certain it's Tom Barrasso.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we're going to check in with Tom Barrasso and Nathan McKinnon for 100 points.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what'd you have?
Yeah, we wagered a whopping 0 on this one. So we went ahead and checked in with Steven Stamkos, and the only Pens goalie I can think of as Tuukka Rask, even though I believe he just retired like this week. So we'll check in with Steven Stamkos and Tuukka Rask.
All right. One team is getting some points. No teams are losing points, so that's good. Correct answers are Nathan McKinnon and Tom Barrasso. Very well done. Tom Barrasso won the Calder and the Vezina as a rookie with the Sabres before moving over to Pittsburgh, I think in 89, somewhere in there, right before their Stanley Cup back-to-back. Very nicely done. On to question 3. Category is old in the WNBA. 5 WNBA players in history have played into their 40s, with Diana Taurasi leading the pack and playing as a 42-year-old. 2 of the other 4 players are WNBA Hall of Famers. Name both Hall of Famers.
Taco, we're gonna check it.
All right, Heartbreak in Ohio is checked in. Body Donna's talk it out.
Like Tamika Catchings played for a while. I know. I honestly, if you would have just left it at players in their 40s, name 2 of them. Because I know Diana Taurasi had that. But it doesn't matter. He's probably his flavor text. Yeah, because who?
So I think Sue Bird did just get inducted, and she played into her 40s. I do believe.
Okay.
I don't think Sylvia Fowles. I don't think she made it to her 40s.
What about Lisa Leslie? I know she played for a while.
I don't think she played nearly long enough to. I don't think she played that long.
What about like Tina Thompson? She was around for a while too. Honestly, I'm just trying to think of any sort of like Naismith Hall of Fame classes, and that's not it's not clicking too well.
I'm trying
in
to think if
terms of-
did Lisa Leslie play that long?
I don't know. Maybe it's just I've seen her face, around because she makes fair amount of appearances here and there.
God, she hasn't played in probably 15 years. She can't be that old. So the question is maybe somebody from the very beginning of the league who was dominant in the beginning, who would have been older already as when the league started. Cheryl Swoops, maybe? How old was Swoops? No, she couldn't have played that long.
No, she was still playing not that long ago.
I don't know. I don't have a second. If you want to go with Tamika Catchings, that's fine. But Sue Bird is the only one I have. I can't think of another.
Well, I mean, let's go with Cheryl Swoops. I like that name better than anything I could produce.
And she comes up a lot on this.
And that would
podcast,
I know this podcast has an affinity for swoops.
Well, Eid has an affinity for scoops, but so we're gonna go with Bird and Swoops.
Bird and Swoops
for 100.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, check it in.
All right, and Heartbreak in Ohio, what you got?
Birds do swoop. That's very true. But so first thing, Scott and I both typed Sue Bird and sent it at the exact same time. So we're like, all right, well, I guess that's one. Then we threw a couple other names out, and then another name we typed and sent at the exact same time was Tamika Catchings. So we thought it was fate that we would check in with Sue Bird and Tamika Catchings.
For how many points?
For 100 points.
Well, one team is getting their points, and it's the team that answered Sue Bird and Cheryl Swoops. Tamika Catchings retired at age 38, so she got close. Other players that Body Don has mentioned, like Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, all played till they were about 37, 38. Cheryl Swoops actually took a couple years off, but then came back at age 40 with the 2011 Tulsa Shock and played a season at age 40. The other two players who played into their 40s in WNBA history are longtime LA Spark Delisha Milton-Jones and true WNBA journeywoman Taj McWilliams Franklin, who played for 7 different teams in a 14-year career.
Which is impressive because sometimes they didn't even have 17.
That was like she's played for all of them.
She's got a last name long enough for 7 teams.
She's played for every franchise twice.
She's the Edwin Jackson of the WNBA. All right, we go to our final question of the game. This is an old NFL question. There are 2 NFL players whose careers spanned 4 decades. One player played his first season with the 1949 Chicago Bears and his last with the 1975 Oakland Raiders. The other played his first season with the 1988 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and his last with the 2010 New Orleans Saints. Name both.
Holy heck.
Tako, we're checked in.
All right, Heartbreak in Ohio has checked in, so for the final time, it's the Body Donnas to talk it out.
Yikes. Yeah, I think you're right on that first one. That's the first thing that I thought of. I've heard his name so many times. George Blanda's played forever in the NFL at a ridiculous level. It's got to be some type of kicker, right?
Probably, yeah. So who was kicking for the Saints in 2010?
Yeah, that's the hard stuff. So when I think of that too, like could it be a punter even?
I mean, it could be. It seems like place kickers are the ones that really have the longevity. Carney kicked for the Saints, didn't he?
Yeah. How long did Carney play for?
He was one of those guys who played for a long time. He had a long stretch in San Diego in the 90s. Didn't he have a long stretch in New Orleans? And I have a feeling he maybe was there at the end.
Yeah, he was. I don't hate that.
I was just trying to think of kickers who had like full basic runs of the 90s and 2000s.
I didn't realize John Carney played that long, but honestly, I don't remember him remember him as anything outside of a Saint, and I know that wasn't a crazy long time.
I think he was with the Chargers for like almost all, if not all, the 90s. Like, he was there for a long stretch, and then he went to the Saints, and then my guess is he could have bounced around to a couple teams here and there. You know, kickers were there sort of towards the tail end, but then a kicker gets hurt. And
All right, so Blanda and Carney.
yeah, that's my best guess for
the way that we phrase that. It sounds like it's some type of Latin. Domino Patri, Blanda and Carney.
All right, so we're gonna check in with Blanda and Carney for 100.
And Heartbreak in Ohio, what'd you have?
First name that I went to, I was like, well, it's got to be a kicker. The only kicker I could think of for the Saints in the 2000s is John Carney. So I had that name immediately. And then I said to Trey, I was like, I'm not going to get the other one unless it's George Blanda. Like, that's the only name that I would even know from that time. So he co-signed it. So we also checked in with Blanda and Carney for 100 points. And I'm hoping we're right so that we don't end with 0.
Well, both teams are getting their points. It is George Blanda and John Carney. Very nice finish, everybody. Mason was probably turning over in his teacher's chair at the Saints talk that he doesn't get to be a part of. And also, I was mean to Ede because I put a hockey question and a Cheryl Swoops question back to back, and he doesn't get to play those either. So, but nice finish for both teams. The game has come to an end. Here are our scores. Heartbreak in Ohio gets the last one to finish with a respectable 200 points. But the clipboard captain for the episode, receiving the coveted Chase Daniel Award because he was the backup quarterback on the 2010 Saints, is the Body Donnas with 875. Nice game, both teams. Trey, thank you for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get out of here?
I appreciate you guys having me back on. Always have a good time coming on. You know, I was kind of really hoping for the 0 points today because it's a new milestone for me. But I'm glad we got the last one right, so we didn't have to worry about that.
All right. Benchwarmers, anything else for the go of the order?
No.
Thank you, Trey.
Thanks, Trey. Thanks so much
right.
for coming up, and good luck with you and your family.
Hey, same to you.
Yeah. All right. From all of us here at the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, I have been Tako. Thank you for listening. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.